All right, so we'll talk about the famous margarita. That's the OG.
Ngavana
ya matekila zote.
Hiyo ndio kusema.
So most people watenda pale kwa your most favorable outlet, maybe the bar, maybe the restaurant, maybe the hotel, and you want to do something to do with tequila. Wase wengi wanaitishaga margarita, jundo inajulikana. And I'll give them a very brief history about the margarita. Okay. So back in the 80s, there are those Americans that walikuwaga kwa probation ya kukunywa pombe. They were not allowed to take alcohol. So what did they used to do? Mm-hmm. They used to cross to the border of Mexico, mm-hmm. and they used to go and ask about the daisy.
The daisy?
Yes. The daisy, they used to refer it as the sweet and sour tequila.
Sweet and sour tequila.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what they used to do, walikuwa napatiwa the tequila, mm-hmm. inekwa the lime juice
syrup,
and
right?
the sugar syrup. Uh-huh. So that's used to be the daisy.
The daisy.
But what does daisy mean in the Espanol? Daisy means margarita in Espanol. Mm-hmm. So that's where the cocktail became. That's why the cocktail became so popular.
Should I add something on your margarita?
Yes, sure.
Okay, do you know why the margarita glass inakanga vile inakaa?
Venye inakaa hivo, na hivo ni kama iko na kitu hapo chini.
Do you know why?
Yeah, I have a very brief history. Sijui kama tutaambia ukweli.
Tuambie tuone kama ina match na yangu juu.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, the margarita glass, hii yenye unaona hapa, mm-hmm. The reason why it has that shape is because there's this Chile. Mm-hmm. Mwenye alikuwaga nakuja bila bra.
Mhm.
Alikuwaga na nipples zingine, you know what I'm talking about, eh? Uh-huh. So that's why they decided to make the margarita glass, yeah, to look like that. So the next time umeenda umeitisha margarita yako na imekuja in that kind of a margarita glass. So if margarita glass inakaa hivi venye unaona, if you flip it on this other way and you remove the stem, it resembles a what? A tiri. Leo ni Tuesday. Let's shoot it. Welcome back to the channel, Bevanda Masuta. I go by the name The Great Shepherd, and I have my colleague here,
the Cocktail Sensei.
And today we are diving into the party of tequila.
So before we dig deep into tequila, can you give us the definition of tequila?
Well, tequila, it is a distillate of the agave plant.
All right.
Once we take the agave plant, and then it is baked, and once we do the process of distillating it, now that's where we get the tequila.
So we can just say that tequila is just a distillate of fermented agave plant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, can you give us a brief history of the tequila?
Well, tequila originated from the region from Mexico.
So tequila is a region, right?
Yes, tequila is a region in Mexico.
In Mexico.
Yeah, so once
Mexico ama ni Mexico?
In Mexico.
Mexico
So Mexico is in
Mexico ni ya makase, right?
Ase kama hawa.
Nani?
Nimetoka nao.
Wapi?
Yes, it's
Mexico,
yeah.
Right. So we're saying that tequila is a region in Mexico, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about tequila, now that we're talking about the history of tequila. So that means that if agave plant imepandwa kwa mlima kama Kiambu, na itoe tequila, that's not tequila.
That's not tequila if it's not from the region of tequila.
Let's say if it's not from Mexico, right?
No, in simple terms, if you take the agave and plant it kwa murima, ufanye the harvesting yako, sijui bake, ufanye nini, we distillate, we filtrate, ufanye wezi ita hiyo tequila.
Yani Moratina.
Yes, sasa ni vitu zako. Yes, sasa ni vitu zako zenye zimetengenezwa na agave.
Okay, when we're talking about the history of tequila, you've got a few things you have to go through to get to know tequila better, right?
Yes.
So like the person who harvests the tequila, right? El Imador, right?
El Imador.
So that's the person mwenye anaenda kwa shamba, shamba ya agave, right?
Yeah, shamba ya agave.
Shamba ya agave and harvest the tequila,
no,
the agave, and then anayaharvest anifanyia mambo zake. But then in your mind, hebu tupatie vile unaona the agave plant vile inakaa, like upatie wasee tu waone agave, wasikuwa wanafikiria agave ni labda ni kahawa tu imepandwa tu.
So as tunaonyesha hapa kwa video, agave is a plant that resembles the cactus. Kama ushiona ta cactus huko nje,
ni cactus ama ni makonge?
Makonge sana in Kiswahili ya cactus.
Hapana. Cactus ni Kiswahili ya makonge.
No, not cactus. I mean Sisal.
Na sasa mbona unasema
cactus jera inatoka wapi kwa akili? Cactus ni hiyo that fleshy thing inakuanga na miba. It's not cactus.
Wamekukata off hadi unafikiria tu cactus.
I need to go back to the basics. So it does not resemble cactus. It resembles sisal. Yeah. So if you can see sisal in your head, then inakaa hizo mishale
kuanga chini ya sema ni roots. The roots.
No, from the root upwards. Retango pinya.
The pina ni the heart of agave. The heart, roho.
The roho.
Hiyo sasa ukivunja upati tequila tena. So the pina ndio the heart of agave, inakuanga under the ground. So unaenda unaharvest. Ukiharvest, I'm sure you know what you do.
Yes.
You do what?
You bake it.
You bake it.
No,
before you bake it.
Do we first bake it or do we first
si umeharvest? After umeharvest, unaenda unaifanyia kitu inaitwa kukatakata sasa. Sasa hapo now that's where you break the heart of agave. Unaivunja roho sasa. Unaifanya mawantu.
Sitaki kukuwa na heart ya agave kwa sababu
itavunja before it to greatness. Before it to greatness lazima uivunje. So what you do, you do the digging and tulisema the person mwenye anafanya the harvesting of the agave plant anaitwa nani?
Anaitwa
Imador. So once the Imador ameenda ameharvest the heart of agave, that is the pina, anaitoa katakata, and before akatakate anaifanya the baking.
Yeah.
The baking ni ile unaenda kubake, ni kufanya nini?
Ni kupika under the heat of above and below. Kama wanajua kutumia oven.
The oven. So the oven yenye inatumika kufanya hii baking itangwa koa. COA. So the koa ndio inafanya koa.
Ya kama mpana shida ya 8.
So the koa, the COA, COH ni yenu. Mnatuwekelea. So the koha ndio inatumikanga kama oven ya kubake the agave plant. So after umeiweka kwa koha, umeibake, that's where you get to now to katakata it. crush it.
Inacrushiwa na nini?
So
last unajua tukiongelelea during the
last
previous episode
the episode that will introduce the spirits,
the
right?
base spirits, yeah.
So tulisema kuna kwa na two ways. The modern ways yenye watumia kisiagi ya agave,
yeah,
and then kuna the traditional way yenye watumia that
tulisema wheel inaitwaje?
Wheel. I don't remember the name, but if ulikuwa keen on that episode, unaweza tukumbusha hapo kwa comments.
Yes.
So the wheel inafungiliwa farasi, ni mawe imefungiliwa farasi, alafu unarusha the thing, the agave yenye imetoka kwa koa.
Yes.
Ndio. Umeirusha hapo and then unaitumia the wheel yenye iko na mawe,
yes,
na farasi,
yes,
ku squeeze the juice.
Yes.
So ukisha squeeze the juice, that's why you get to ferment what you've got. Sasa tumetoka from the history. Okay, sasa tumeshikanisha the history and the production process at the same time, because once you harvest the agave plant, you go to the baking process. After baking, you go to the what do you call it?
It's called the tahona.
The tahona,
yes,
the thing hiyo ya
the
wheel yenye ya kuzungusha, but unaweza tumia kisiagi ya kawaida, modernized ya kusiaga.
Tutaonyesha venye inakaa
ya kusiaga agave. So after umenini hivyo, unakuwa na place chini ya kuharvest the juice.
Yes,
the juice. Sio hii juice yako, ni juice
yangu, ni juice
yangu si juice, imetoka kwa mrimo. Mrimo imechora. So
siguza mrima,
nishaiguza already.
Vaya makosa.
But ni mrima tamu. So after like ukitumia the tahona, that wheel yenye inazungushwa, kunakuwa na place chini ya kuharvest the juice.
Yes.
Ukisha harvest the juice, now that's where you start the fermentation process. Now we do know that for fermentation process to happen, you have to introduce the yeast. The yeast inatumianga the sugars and the starch and everything to produce the ethanol. The ethanol, yeah. Right? So the yeast ikishanyonya hizo vitu zote imeproduce nyonya. Sasa, you're reminding me of some things zenye haziwezi happen sahi live unless nanidea
tukuita yeast
aishia. So the fermentation process, umeweka yeast imefanya ile kitu imenyonya, na si ile kunyonya Tuesday, so imenyonya. So after imenyonya, that's where you get the ethanol.
Yeah.
But after umepata hii ethanol, what you do kitu inaitwa filtration.
Yes.
Ushafanya filtration, na sasa hapo ndio unaanza kujua the category of tequila yenye unataka.
Yes.
So now we go into the categories of tequila.
Yes.
And give us the first category of tequila, which is very, very much popular, especially in Kenyan market.
Exactly. So the first category of tequila that we have in the Kenyan market is the Blanco. The Blanco is where we have once we have gotten the filtrate of the agave plant after it has been
before you start introducing Blanco. Blanco inamaanisha something blank, right?
It's something white. It's white clear. It's white in Espanol.
Clear, right?
Yes, it means Blanco means white in Espanol.
So it's something clear yenye ni color. Unajua sasa unaweza kuwa unaambia kuhusu mtu wa mlima ama mtu mwenye hajazoezi mambo, unamwambia Blanco, jamani, unamchanganya, explainie like ajue what we mean by the word Blanco. Ukitaka muelezee na hiyo lugha ya mlima basi.
Aya. So Blanco means white in Espanol. So if you serve the Blanco in a glass, it's supposed to be clear in color and
colorless, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be colorless. Ina resemble vodka.
Let's say for example, to relate, sindio? Ukiweka Blanco tequila hapa, sindio? Umeka kwa glass hivi. And then ile kitu ipitia hapa, sindio? Kitu gani I'm talking about?
Sema
tu, usiogope.
Ni kwa hii watatuambia ni kitu gani kwa comment.
Ile yes. Sisi hatuwezi lenga kuiona, sindio? Ni gani?
Unaweza tuambia.
unaweza tushoni gani ikipita hapa like umeweka something blank something clear hapa hivi ikipita hapo lazima tufocus tuache kufocus na inaitwa aje
anajua atasema nyash lakini si nyash si nyash
sasa
ni nyash
so ikipita hapa
utaiona
that means transparent right so like you can see through
it's clear
na bado ina allow light
to pass through
yes so like unaweza ona right
yes
so that's what we call
blanco. Yes.
So give us more details about the blanco tequila
so
the
blanco
ama silver right
yes the silver tequila and sijui tuwapatie example juu maybe wanaweza shindo blancos ni gani juu wamezoea akina Camino so the blanco tequilas that we have the Jose Cuervo silver,
all right,
and which other silver do we have?
We have the Don Julio
Blanco.
Have the
Don Julio Blanco.
We have Casamigo.
Casamigo
is not that popular in Kenyan market, but kuna ingine itango Eladura so a silver tequila of which bado in advance from the other types and the other categories of tequilas, right?
Yes.
So before we go to the second types of the second category or the types of the tequila, can you give us the how to serve these blanco tequilas, how we can serve the blanco tequilas? Because mgeni anaweza kuja kwa bar yako, station yako, maybe vending venue yako, or the tequila, right? And then cause wewe ni msee wa service ama you are service personnel ama uko pale kutengeneza do kwa biashara, like to maybe look kind of professional.
Yes.
So you have the right inaitwa uhuru wa kuuliza huyu mgeni, how would you like your tequila served?
Yeah.
So give us
kwa blancos. Yep. Kwa blancos you have to serve it with salt and a lime wedge, or there are those who prefer a lime wheel.
That's a slice, right?
That's a slice, yeah. Okay. So there's a difference between a lime wedge and a lime wheel. So you present it with salt.
Kuna half moon ama crescent, the place where you do
half
the wheel.
Yes. Yeah, this is also a chance kwa sababu kuna they don't wamezoea pombe to a point that they do not need the the lime.
Unampea the blanco anasikia tu unampea juice.
Exactly.
Maybe amezoea zile vitu za mtaani.
Don Julio anaenda kama chesa.
Kuna kwa na Camino Silver.
Unless utaongea hapo kwa comment. Iko. Camino Silver. Mimi the only Camino najua tu ni hii ya shots.
That Camino iko na silver, of which silver I think kwa Kenyan market, the silver Camino ndio iko pocket friendly sana compared to the likes of kina Jose Cuervo
na kina Don
Julio, the likes of kina Casamigo, Eradura na hizo vitu zingine zote.
But Kenya ndizo wanakata maji yo.
But sherehe muhimu. As long as you doing it responsibly.
Kama ni saa 2 na mmeshonesha club yo. Kwani mlitoka job saa ngapi? Anyways. So you're supposed to serve the blanco in with okay, let's say you're doing a shot. So there's a shot, there's a lemon wedge, and there's some salt. So that's the most professional. That's the modern professional way of serving.
Modern way. I don't know what happened because this way they call it the lick.
Yes, it's lick.
Sip and bite, right?
It's lick, sip.
That's why you lick the salt for the blancos, right?
Yes.
You lick the salt. You sip the blanco tequila and then you bite either a lime wheel, wedge, or a slice, right?
Yes.
So
I think it brings about the flavor.
Okay, once you lick the salt, ina clear everything yenye umekuki. Once you lick the salt, ime clear everything yenye umekuki.
Feel. Okay, because blanco is before we dig deep into reposado, blanco is more harsher than the reposado. Yeah. So we will explain why they get to age them. Sababu tumesema blanco is not aged at all.
just maybe inatoka tu from the filtration and everything inaingia kwa chupa direct.
Exactly.
Imeingia kwa soko like hii ni ule mpo wako mwenye anajuanga ku move on immediately. Umevunja hiyo roho yake soko very fast like
kuoga na kurudi,
kuoga hata
rudi soko,
anarudi na hiyo chafu yote kwa soko like atambui. So that's what we call the blanco tequila. Some of the silver tequila, some of the clear tequilas, right?
Why don't you tell us about the reposados?
So when I'm talking about the reposados, reposados zinakuanga is kind of advanced version of the blanco tequilas. That's why you get to age the blanco tequilas for a period of 12 months, a minimum of 12 months.
That is the minimum.
The minimum, right?
I thought it's the maximum.
Yeah,
kwa sababu niliona wanaweza tuambia hapo kwa comments.
Wataweza tushow hapo kwa comments cause for the reposados
I thought inafaa kuwa minimum yake ni 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
Okay, let's say okay. Sasa for the reposado to get the golden color, nakanga golden. Nini nakanga gold? Nakanga gold like si clear kama blanco.
Yeah, it's not clear as blanco.
So, the moment umeka the blanco tequila kwa the oak barrels, ama the barrel of your choice. The barrel ni hizo seme drums za miti.
Yes.
Drums za miti. So once umeiweka hapo ina getting the golden color, ina get the vanilla taste. Like unasikia like the moment umesip that tequila, iko kinda smooth cause imetulia kwa hiyo mti, kwa hiyo barrel ya wooden barrel.
You talk of kutulia
like imejiwa for a period. Kutulia 3 months ni kuejiwa kweli.
Well, what they say is resting. That the meaning of reposado is resting. It's been rested, right? Yes, it has been rested. So a reposado is a rested tequila.
Rested tequila.
Yes.
So tuchukue hiyo tuseme tu
imeresteriwa.
So you were saying that the reposado imekuwa rested, sindio? For a period of minimum, sindio? Of 2 months. Kumaanisha inaweza enda from 2 months to maybe 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Hadi ifikishe maybe 1 year.
So right? The maximum is 1 year.
12 months.
12 months for the reposado, yeah.
Okay. So, before we get to the next category of tequila, can you give us a few ways of serving this reposado tequila?
So, blanco, we've said you're supposed to serve it with lemon wedge and some salt. Reposado,
that's the lick, sip and bite.
Yes, that's the lick, sip and bite.
Sijui ni Gen Z tradition ama iko tu?
Well,
it's been happening before Gen Z, before mambo ya Gen Z.
We can say it's the modern way
of serving
Gen Z. Ni watu wa juzi. So,
ni wa juzi?
Mimi ni wa juzi. Nasema hivyo ile Max increase.
Max.
Ndaniambia hapo. Follow me on Instagram @thegreatshepherd. Anyways, so on the modern way of serving the reposado, you take some sugar, and we recommend brown sugar.
Brown sugar. Why brown?
Brown sugar is less processed than white sugar.
Yeah, okay.
So so while we were serving the salt on the blanco, on the reposado we replace
Murima sema tu replace tuna replace sema tu hivyo akianga siku kujinga sema tu hivi so sema hivi ciao. So you do this wasema you replace.
Yes, you replace the salt with the sugar. The previous video they need to know which is which.
Iko sawa.
Any which is sawa.
Kabisa.
So you replace the salt with the sugar, brown sugar, and you replace the lime with
orange.
With an orange fruit.
Yeah.
So you can choose to do a slice. You can choose to do a half a slice, or you can choose to do an orange.
Do you do orange wedges?
Orange, lakini orange unajua orange ni kubwa, so you can't do an orange wedge. Ziamnali akula dessert si petit. Orange ni kubwa sana.
If you slice kadogo
slice too. Just we can say an orange wheel. Yes, an orange wheel. So you
kirefu ikio
chicha round orange ni kubwa sika lime,
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Kikata hivyo utaweza kuikunja ama
una sip the juice hapo katikati. Unajua kuna mzee anaweza kutolea hiyo wheel baki ina kitu ya kusimamia tu like iko tu hivyo. So as we said before about the blanco tequilas, it's just the same way of serving the reposado tequilas.
Yes,
but the difference ni easy unatumia sawa. Tunaweza sema chumvi ni sawa ama ina?
No, chumvi is not sawa.
Iko na like for the lime, like the lime
lime ndo inaleta the sourness,
right? Yes, like kind of sema basi.
Na si sawa.
Si sawa.
Ni SOUR.
Sasa lazima uonyeshe
si wewe
sawa ni mafan
sio comments
sawa. So let's say for the in terms of taste for the blancos zinabaki tu na hiyo cause ukicompare the blanco tequilas and the reposados tunasema the reposados just the fact that zimerestiwa for a period of a minimum of 3 months, like
to a maximum of 12 months,
maximum of 1 year or 12 months, zime get like better taste wise, right?
Exactly. Now plus it takes away the harshness of the agave.
So syrup.
See, by the way, if you get to differentiate between the blanco and the reposado is way more smooth than the blancos.
So meaning ukiweza compare facial expression ya msee amemeza blanco na mwenye amemeza reposado
utatell the difference.
Unless what if the msee mwenye amemeza hii blanco akwa amezoea chrome ama the locally made spirit.
Well, as in facial expression we can only take anybody who has never tasted tequila or anybody who's not used to harsh alcoholic drinks.
Unless like unajua like unaweza pretend aseme tu like kali lakini kishapiga kona hivi hata hataki chesa like ako tu sawa. Okay,
so leo ananyonya bila chesa
manzi. So tumesema the difference between the blanco and the reposado, smoothness,
yes,
maybe let's say quality.
Okay, reposado is more premium, yes,
compared to the blanco. Reason being the moment umeiweka kwa hii oak barrel ama the wooden storage,
yes,
the moment umeiweka hivyo ina get the vanilla taste, the like anything iko na hiyo barrel
in absorb.
Absorb in soil tunasema
wait for it, here it comes, almost there.
Sema tu kweli na kuna kitu unafaa useme like the moment umeweka kwa hiyo barrel inafanya nini? Ujui Kiswahili?
Ina absorb. Mimi si Mswahili bana.
Kwa absorb in Swahili tunasema nini?
Utatuambia hapo kwa comments hivi sijui.
Unanyonya.
No, God, please, no.
Sawa.
The moment umeweka hapo inanyonya uhondo the greatness
the
vanilla unakuwa na ile
smokiness,
the smoothness,
the smokiness of the
barrel,
barrel, right?
I get all that characteristics. That's ukianza kusema the characteristics of the reposado is kind of vanilla, iko na hiyo vanilla taste. It's kind of smoother compared to the blanco, na iko na ushikula keki iko na velvet, something like.
And I thought like, I heard maybe you can confirm for me, do they add the caramels? Is it true that they add the caramels?
If they don't want to age the reposado to get the golden color, wanaongeza hizo caramel sugars, of which iko kinda rare. Ni rare. So like for the reposados, sema it's just blanco imerestiwa tu kidogo. If they don't want to rest it, wanataka kuitoa my bottle, that's where
they add the caramel sugars.
The myth of caramel sugars inaingililia, of which we're not sure kama ni true.
Wanaweza tu confirmia,
but we've got very very many professional bartenders and mixologists wenye wako kwa wana to follow. Feel free to tell us something like mtuambie what happens to those rested tequilas.
Plus we may remind them, in the previous videos we said that if you feel that there's something you need to input in this channel, if you feel that you have a question which is burning that you need to ask, feel free to comment hapo chini kwa comments, and we can always review them in the next videos. We'll always spare some time to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
Haya. So
we're moving to the next category of tequila, which is
añejo.
But mimi na Mrima tupatani kidogo, na mimi na hiyo pande nyingine tupatani kidogo. Tasema tu aneho. Lakini juu pia mimi si kienyeji sana. Sitasema anenjo.
Utasema nini?
Añejo.
Sawa.
That is Spanish. Unaongea in Spanish, me I'm talking
in English
Kizungu.
Espanol.
Naongea Espanol, naongea Kizungu. So me I'm saying añejo.
Me I'm saying añejo. Sawa, take us through about añejo.
For añejos, they have to be aged for a minimum of 12 months.
12 months
and a maximum of 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're talking about the añejos, the aging period it has to be between 12 to 36 months, right?
Yes.
So the characteristics of the añejos are much better
than the reposados.
They have a better quality compared to the reposados.
Yes.
Like even taste wise, the smoothness and everything equal better compared to the reposados.
Yeah.
And a better way of serving these añejos, you can serve them neat.
Yeah.
Ama on rocks. Like unaweka tu ice cube 2-3 and then usikuwe na speed ya kusip the añejos.
Yeah.
Pole to feel the
pombe ya matajiri.
Pombe ya
ni matajiri. Like alisema pombe matajiri ni takataka. Sikunywa anewa mtakukula chapa madondo ama matoke hapo.
Kuongea kuhusu hizo.
Umanyama proper.
So what you do for to get to feel the smoothness and the taste of the agave in these tequilas, you've got to to sip it. Okay, kuna wale waseu taste wines. Mtangaje? Sommeliers. Yeah. So, these guys get to sniff anaswal kwanza to aeration ya hewa
oxidation of the wine, right?
Of the wine, right?
They watch the stems. We'll talk about this the time that we're talking about wines.
Let's see. For example, for the tequilas, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, like unaweza see, like unaweza ona this one is not blanco.
Yeah.
Iko golden in color, iko like kinda. Hiyo color inatangwa amber. Yes. Amber in color.
A little bit darker,
right? So when you get to see the color, now that's why you get to, maybe if you know the smell of the agave, you like sniff to get to feel to smell the agave in it, and then you sip.
Yeah.
Then ukisip,
you can round it on your tongue.
The rounding in it waje?
I think it's just the rounding.
The rounding. Pigisha maraundi. Unaipigisha maraundi.
Yeah, inside your tongue.
Inside. Then you get to taste the agave in it.
Yeah.
Then you swallow.
You swallow.
No, you swallow.
Hey, jamani.
Unameza, unatema si jaba, uwezi tema. So, you get to meza it, to swallow.
Yeah.
So once you swallow, una get to feel the agave and everything. Alafu itakuwa rough.
But it's not rough at all.
It's smooth. So haitakusumbua na ma facial expressions hapo ati like unajaribu kukasirikia chupa na ija kukosea, unakasirikia aje chupa yenye like ushaona chupa ya Don Julio reposado ama anejo vile na kanga
Tutaonyesha hapa.
Manzi iko na like head ni kadogo lakini si hiyo
hips ndio mob, hips ndio mingi
za kama nani. Naona hizo hips za tusimtaje like
You don't have copyright issues.
Staki mnikuje uniimpeach sahi mnieke nje mwanze kusema naenda mtaa sahi na mimi sahi ndio naanza hata nitangwa network
bado hajafika 2 million.
Fuliza hata manzi hata choni imefika surely. So once you get the feeling of the hanehos, now that's you get to the next part. Like this is an advance in quality, like they get better because zinatoka from aging for maybe a minimum period of certain time to a maximum period of certain time.
So you can tell us about the extra what?
Extra añejos.
At extra añejos.
By the way, before we proceed to the extra añejos, can we talk about the most popular tequila brands now or later?
Yeah, we
tutazieka hapo chini, right?
Tutazieka hapo chini
after tumepitia the extra añejos,
because you might find I might give them an example of a Don Julio. Don Julio wako na Blanco, wako na Reposado, wako na Anejo, wako na extra Anejo,
na wako na Cristalino, like okay. So now we proceeding from the Anejos to extra Anejos.
Yes. So let's we first take them through about the types. Then we can talk about the brands. Yeah.
So the extra Anejo, just a better version of the Anejo. By saying the better version, we're saying that the Anejo has been aged for a extra like a bit longer period.
Inaga from 3 years to 5.
From 3 years
around
to
5 years.
Around 6-5 upon.
Yeah.
So the minimum ni 3 years.
3 years
for the extra Anejos. So you get to age them for maybe another 3 to 5 to 6 years. No. Now for the extra Anejos, now that's where you get the like okay, tunaweza sema Anejo ndio the premium quality tequilas, but sasa when you get extra ndio the most premium.
Yeah.
Now that's where you get like your stuff imetengenezwa imekaa let's say for example mtoto anaweza enda form 1 malize form 4 hii kitu ilitengenezwa na bado inangojewa imewekwa ndio iuzwe. Sasa hii imewekwa kwa wapi? Kwa the oak barrels.
Yes.
The oak barrels ni tulisema ni hizo drum za mbao
za miti.
Hiyo lugha hata mbao
iko that much.
Hata mbao pia. Okay, sawa. So like imejiwa for a minimum of 3 years and a maximum of let's say 6 ama more years. So when you're talking about the extra Anejos, the same way tunaziserve. Unaweza iserve neat to get to feel the taste and everything. Like una get to experience the feeling here, the agave in this type of tequila ama this category of tequila. So now we're proceeding to the next part, the next category of tequila, which is Cristalino. Ukisema Cristalino, that is Espanol, right? So meaning
I don't know.
Clear. Now when you want to get a Cristalino tequila, that's you get to filter the color in Anejo,
in extra,
even Anejo.
Anejo.
Yeah. So you can get a Cristalino from the Anejo. That's why you get to filter just remove the color.
Tosha.
Like una filter the color and then you get that clear premium. Tequila.
So tunaweza sema ni Blanco imeomoka.
Ni Blanco ya matajiri.
Ya matajiri.
Ni Blanco yenye unaweza ipata. Kenya kuna Cristalino kweli?
Kuna Cristalino bana, mfiki bei.
Wanafika lakini.
Kama wanafika mtuambie hapo kwa comments.
3.
Mtu onyeshe hapo kwa comments. If you have to take a picture, do that.
Piga picha na hiyo Cristalino.
Ala.
Na ile siku yenye tunawa invite for the Bevanda Masuta experience, sip and socialize, right? Yeah, you get to come with that bottle.
Utuonyeshe.
Kuja tunayo empty hata.
We have a Cristalino on your hand. Kwani iko nini?
We will get to give you a free shot.
By the way,
of your favorite drink on our stock.
Yes.
Hiyo siku like chukua kababa.
Ni Cristalino yako.
jipambe ile ya ule.
Usikuja kama umekula chapa madonda sababu utataabika.
Alafu unataka kusema pombe matajiri ni takata. Ndio hiyo sasa hizo ndio tumeonyesha hapo. Cristalino, right?
Yeah.
Tukasema it's just a fine tuned aneho ama extra nail where you get to filter to remove just the color, but the other qualities of the tequila zinabaki kukua. Sasa tumesema just a blanco yenye imeomoka, imeejiwa but ikatolewa
rangi,
imebleachiwa
imebleachiwa japako makeup
wamemeza zile tembe za kutoa ngozi.
Anyway, so
ituseme imetolewa melanin.
Yeah,
it gets to get clear. Inarudi to a blanco, but a blanco yenye imeomoka.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about the mainstream brands the mainstream brands that we have now that we talked about the types of tequila?
Mainstream brands.
The mainstream brands.
Those are just popular tequila brands, right?
Exactly. Okay. So Quanet, mimi naona nipatia Don Julio. Kuna Patron.
That's where you get to know about the Osecuevo.
Exactly.
We've got Camino. We've got Casamigo.
We've
got Herradura. But now for these brands, that's where you get to get the blancos.
Yes, the reposados,
the aneos, the extra aneos.
Yes, and the cristalinos. Exactly.
Especially for the blanco, ikona hizo zote especially for the Herradura, ikona from blanco to cristalino. The same way to Don Julio. Julio ikona blanco, reposado anejo, and then 1942 yenye ni extra anejo, and then
Patron.
You got to get the Don Julio,
the Don Julio
cristalino, and then you've got the likes of Patron.
Yes. So Don Julio,
we were talking about Don Julio, tukasema
Don Julio kama iko hizo zote, si ndio?
Yeah. Iko hizo brands from blanco to cristalino, meaning ikona Don Julio Blanco, Don Julio Reposado, Don Julio Anejo,
and extra
Anejo, and the Cristalino. So, tukasema for the Cristalino, I think the best way. Unaweza pata msana tengeneza cocktail na Cristalino. Vile ni premium. Ngumu sana.
As in, okay. Cost wise, it's not advisable.
Okay, when we're dealing with cocktails, we deal with the atusemi cheap.
Yeah, but
we're talking of the pocket friendly spirits.
And okay, if kama unataka tequila based cocktail na unataka itengenezwe na Cristalino, ni watu wachache sana watafika hiyo bei. Honestly speaking, you cost
cocktail moja 50k.
Imagine
manze hiyo na
it doesn't even make sense in terms of business, right?
For example, ukiweza sema a premium tequila like in a Cruz Azul, of which let's say Don Julio 1942, si ndio?
Yeah.
That's a premium tequila. Yenye unaweza pata a tot that's 30 ml.
Yeah.
Goes for around 2500.
Imagine.
Niambie cocktail hiyo kitu yenye ni kwa double, utakunywa ngapi? Itauzwa pesa ngapi? Cause lazima weke costing ya the tequila.
Yeah.
Weke the costing
of
the mixer, the modifier, and the what else?
The garnish
and everything. Like lazima ucost hizo vitu zote from the base spirit of which is the Don Julio 1942, sindio? Yeah. Like ukosti hizo vitu zote manzi.
Okay,
yes, ni mshahara ya mtu jameni,
yes, ni madhara. In terms of business, it does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Kama mnaona if there is another way that we can do it, hapo kwa comment you can explain. Tupigie simu
tuambie. Tumeweka namba hapo chini.
Exactly. Yeah, because okay, in terms of business wise, it does not really make sense.
It doesn't make sense because we're saying that when you're making these cocktails, you have to focus on the spirit that is pocket friendly, like inakuletea okay, the essence of kufanya biashara when it comes to maybe kuuza alcohol, and any other liqueur, maybe the beverage, coffees and everything.
It's all about the profit.
Ni profit. Like what's in it for you, right?
What's in it for you, man?
Like una get nini. So huwezi anza unless unaosha.
Yeah. Well,
unless unaosha. Does it happen here in Kenya?
I don't know.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Show.
Well, the artisanal, to connect. I can tell them about the artisanal tequilas and the smaller distilleries that zina talk about the traditional method. Well, tushatoka huko. Ni ile tulikuwa tunasema you grind it with the tahino and unaichill. Ni kama moratina. So
when we were talking about the history of tequila, there's a place. Where is Jalisco?
Mexico.
Exactly. Tuangalie kwa Google. Kwani pia sisi hatuwezi copy. Hatuwezi kuwa na Kenya.
Mimi nilikuwa na iba kwa exam siko na joka baba. So we're talking of Jalisco,
yeah.
Jalisco region. Is it a regional name, say?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But I know it's a time in tequila.
Jalisco Pulo. So wanasema it is in Mexico. It has a total area of 78,599 square kilometers. Tunashapo kwa map.
The most, I think that's one of the most popular regions that does not produce tequila.
Yeah, it is the seventh largest state in Mexico. Yeah.
Unajua Mexico tunaijua from which movie? Kama umewatch.
Kuna yenye umewatch
Queen of the
South. Kuna yenye umewatch Pablo Escobar. Kuna yenye umewatch
itoaje this movie?
Something in Mexico.
No, kuna this drug dealer cartel walikuwa popular sana. Ilikuwa inaitwa we call it. Hebu iseme hiyo movie. There's a movie ina talk about this drug dealer ana deal na hizo money and walikuwa wacha Pablo. Okay, Pablo Escobar.
He was
the biggest cartel, sindio?
Na ni true story.
It's a true story. Yeah. Iko Netflix, right?
Yeah.
But kuna another madam. Imetokea juzi. Iko Netflix bado.
Isipokuwa Queen of the South?
No, not Queen of the South. Kwa inaitwa aje? Hadi acha tusimtaja. Amemtaja kwa one of the hizo episodes zake. But watatuambia hapo chini. Fulani wa
oh man,
it's got the juice. So umse kuna mpo fulani ametaja alikuwa pia popular kwa hizo mambo na acha ni wagooglie kwa nini
tugooglie.
Yeah. So as we continue to google this stuff, we done with the categories of tequila and bado tumeongea about the history of tequila and we've talked about the production process of tequila and the definition of tequila. So I think it's about time
we talk about the how we can enjoy tequila.
Right? Yeah.
As you're looking for
in general, sindio?
In
general, yeah.
Right? So as Kababa anatuambia
the popular
that popular movie
Mpoa Mamas wa miadarati. Popular what?
Yeah. So
drug what?
As he's looking that for us, we will be going through on the most ranging ways that most people definitely get to enjoy tequila. Before we cover it up, unaweza tuambia how you get to enjoy your tequila hapo kwa comments, but we'll definitely give you one of some of the most ways that people definitely get to enjoy tequila.
Are they allowed to kusema bottoms up?
Yeah, salud.
Bottoms up.
Salud. Lakini tuko na salud gani?
Yeah, as you can see, she's the lady juu unaona vitu anakunywa.
Leo niko na nini? Star explain. Nini wewe anakunywa murima. These are cold chilled.
Alisema isiguze lakini mimi naikunywa.
Yeye anakunywa murima.
What I do?
Anyways. So, some of the ways that you can definitely get to enjoy the tequila, there are people who do it in shots. And like we've said, some of the best or some of the most popular tequila that we have ni Camino, right? So they talk of shots, Camino, right?
So I'm sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
When it comes to this popular woman drug dealer, alikuwa anaitwa Cressida Blanco. Kuna this movie iko Netflix. Ni yake. This madam
inaitwaje?
I think it's the same movie. Hebu our what do you call Madam Stephanie, the governor wa hii kipindi. Hebu atuambie the movie because I know iko Netflix. Inaitwaje?
Umejua?
Cressida Blanco alikuwa one of the women cartels in Mexico, na alikuwa one of the popular nini. Ni kama tu kina Pablo na kina like hiyo editing ya Queen of the South zinaendana, zinafuatana hivyo. So
inaitwa Griselda ndo iko kwa Netflix. Make sure that you go watch that.
It's one of the popular movies za cartels,
na wanafanya story mingi sana za tequila.
But then real like ni ile initangwaje? What do you call it?
Real life story
like ni kitu ili happen na ni kitu ya ukweli. It's there. Kama mnadhani mambo ya miadarati ya happen,
it's
happening.
It's literally taking place.
Na ukiweza pima watu wengine unaweza pata iko 80% karibu wanalipuka saa hii, lakini
hawezi fanya blood donation.
Unawekewa donation unazima kwanza before fufuke tena.
Unakupatia donation acheza.
Ama ndio maana wanapeangwa soda.
Baby wanapeangwa soda na mkate.
Because most of the time umeenda kupea. Ama ndio maana wanapelekwa matunda. Ni garnish. After wamewekewa damu za walevi huko wanaganishiwa na hizo vitu alafu zishike sana.
Hiyo akili ikipatikana na una ni wetu hapa na kutax.
Nisiende taona.
Bas. So we can talking about sipping tequila and enjoy tequila in one of the most popular ways. So tequila, you can enjoy it in shots, and we've said it is lick, sip and bite.
Yep.
That's right.
So you get to for the blancos you get to lick salt, sip the blanco and bite either lime wedge, lime wheel, or a lime slice, right?
Yes.
For the reposados you get to lick the brown sugar.
Yeah.
Sendio, you get to sip the reposado aneo ama the extra aneo, and then you get to bite orange slice.
Yes.
Crescent ya orange ama a wheel
of the
a wheel na slice. Kuna difference Dani? Si zote ni za round. Si zote ni fupi round.
Fupi non round. Difference ni if let's take the diameter of this glass. So you see, if you cut the orange from here, Ivo,
watu wapetiti watarelate
itabidi.
Are you sure?
Itabidi
na warumia.
Itabidi. They have to. These are must. MUST.
You need to get to enjoy these things responsibly and in a professional way, right?
But we think tutaongelelea stories za wedges. That's where they come in. Anyways, talking of wheels, ikiwa ni your orange fruit.
Lakini fruit inakanga hivyo.
And now explain here.
Okay.
Chakazana. So this is the orange, and then unakata mara mbili na katikati, and then you slice a wheel. So that's an orange wheel. That wheel, when you cut it into two, you get an orange slice. Haya, tulikata na mara mbili. We have the gibbous. Crescent. The gibbous. No, it's not a crescent. It's a gibbous. It's a half. We have a half.
Goja. Gibbous inakuanga like imepita half. Wewe acha bwana.
Kuna ukinusa mwalimu akifunza science.
Anaweka rula hivi ati nione walimu wengi. Sikiza nikushow. So for the types of moon, kulikuwa na half moon, kulikuwa na crescent.
Anza na new moon. Anza na new moon.
New moon.
Yes.
Wacha new moon ndio hiyo kikubwa, si ndio?
New moon
ilikuwa inakaa kadogo kakona kitu around huko.
New moon tulikuwa tunachora in dots hivyo. Sawa. Then after new moon we used to have the crescent. The crescent ni kale tunaoneshanga kwa nini za watoto. And then once we are from there we get the first half. Then once we get the first half we get the gibbous. Then once we get the gibbous we get the full moon. They're called the 4 phases of the moon. Kama mlisoma class 4 vizuri.
Wacha tuangalie. Hebu onyesha hapo pia.
Naonyesha hapa. Hebu angalia kwanza hii picha vizuri. Umeangalia hii picha vizuri?
Onyesha kwa sababu.
Umeona? Now these are the 4 phases of the moon.
Kulikuwa na new moon.
New moon.
Ilikuwa na hizo dots zenye unaweka.
Hizo ndo tulikuwa tunachora.
Sikiza nikwambie. Ilikuwa inakaa ni moon iko round. Haina hizo dots. Check. Utaonyesha hapo. Ndio hii hapa. New moon. Ndio hii hapa iko around. Unaona hata inakaa iko na watoto ndani. So the new moon then inatoka to the crescent. Then you go to the first quarter. Okay? Then you go to the gibbous. And then after gibbous you go to the full, like
hizo ni ngapi? Count.
Ngoja.
Count. Hizo ni ngapi?
Unaona half moon.
Half moon ngapi? Afike to the full moon ni ngapi?
1 2 3 4
exactly.
Ziko 5.
No, they are 4.
They are 5.
Once you get to the full moon, acha nikufunze kababa. Once you get to the full moon, that's when it starts now getting on the other side, because when does the moon rise? But it rises on the east side.
But they do know.
Ama ni west.
Listen.
East. Aya.
Do you know? Okay, tumetoka to the topic, but we're getting to learn these things. Wase wa kitambo even ndio walikuwa wanaangalia ovulation ya wapo wao.
Sasa tumeingia kwa ovulation.
We're talking about these things. So, nakushow this in your first new moon, crescent, first quarter, the gibbous yenye unasema, and then to the full moon. And then ilikuwa inaenda ikireduce tena inarudi back to the new moon.
Haya.
Mbona waniekelea hapo unasema sijui kenye sifa.
Haya, sawa kababa.
Okay, now we're done with the.
So you have the half of the orange. That orange ukieka uikate into a half again. Now that's where you get the lemon wedge.
Now that's why you're talking about the crescent. Ama the half moon.
It can't be that's the quarter. That's the first quarter.
The first quarter.
Yes.
Na si ni half. The first quarter ni half.
Kababa inaonekana uelewi.
Shika.
Sasa once you get that's when you can get
continue watatuambia hapo kwa comments
the wedge. Sawa. That wedge, that's when you get to since the orange is too big, you cannot cut an orange wedge. But once we get to get deep into the cocktails, nitakuonyesha mali unafaa kutumia an orange wedge. All right? Yes. Tulia hivyo. Nitakuonyesha mali tunatumia. Nitakupanga Morio.
Good.
So, where you get the difference between the orange slice, the orange wheel, the orange wedge. There are 3 different garnishes. Sawa. So, unaona kwa hii logo yetu ya Bevanda Masuta?
Yep.
Exactly. That's an orange wheel. Your orange wheel ukikata mara 2,
is equal slice. This is slice.
Hiyo ni orange wheel.
The difference ya wheel na slice ni gani?
Yati slice imekatwa katikati, wheel ni mzima.
Wheel unarusha. Unaangusha ndani.
Unaweza angusha. Some of them definitely get to dehydrate the wheels.
To dry them. Sindio?
Yes. Ukidehydrate unazidry, right? So ukizidehydrate zinatoaga, na tutakuonyesha in this coming video ya tutakuwa tukitoa the margaritas.
Let's continue.
So we were talking about some of the ways that you can get to enjoy tequila, and tumesema some of the ways that is you doing a shot. That is a lick, sip and bite. So we will dive deep into some of the most favorable ways on enjoying the tequila, and that is by
as a cocktail, right?
As a cocktail.
Yeah.
Haya.
So you're going to give us the first way of serving tequila as a cocktail and the famous tequila based cocktail.
So, well, should we start with the famous?
The famous.
lakini
kwani kujulikana is very important. Sahi the Kenya and the world we are is who you know. Unajua nani famous unajua like ukienda place usema nimetumwa na fulani bas
Sasa tunaweza ita famous gross cocktail.
No. That famous tequila based.
All right, so we'll talk about the famous margarita. That's the OG.
Ngavana
ya matekila zote.
Hiyo ndio kusema.
So most people watenda pale kwa your most favorable outlet, maybe the bar, maybe the restaurant, maybe the hotel, and you want to do something to do with tequila. Wase wengi wanaitishaga margarita, jundo inajulikana. And I'll give them a very brief history about the margarita. Okay. So back in the 80s, there are those Americans that walikuwaga kwa probation ya kukunywa pombe. They were not allowed to take alcohol. So what did they used to do? They used to cross to the border of Mexico, and they used to go and ask about the daisy.
The daisy.
Yes. The daisy, they used to refer it as the sweet and sour tequila.
Sweet and sour tequila.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what they used to do, walikuwa napatiwa the tequila, inekwa the lime juice
syrup,
and
right?
the sugar syrup. So that's used to be the daisy.
The daisy.
But what does daisy mean in the Espanol? Daisy means margarita in Espanol. So that's where the cocktail became. That's why the cocktail became so popular.
Should I add something on your margarita?
Yes, sure.
Okay, do you know why the margarita glass inakanga vile inakaa?
Venye inakaa hivo na hivo ni kama iko na kitu hapo chini.
Do you know why?
Yeah, I have a very brief history. Sijui kama tutaambia ukweli.
Tuambie tuone kama ina match na yangu juu.
Yes. So the margarita glass hii yenye unaona hapa. The reason why it has that shape is because there's this Chile. Mwenye alikuwaga nakuja bila bra. Alikuwaga na nipples zingine. You know what I'm talking about, eh? So that's why they decided to make the margarita glass yeah. To look like that. So the next time umeenda umeitisha margarita yako na imekuja in that kind of a margarita glass. So if margarita glass inakaa hivi venye unaona, if you flip it on this other way and you remove the stem, it resembles a what? A tiri. Leo ni Tuesday. Let's shoot it. Anyways, back on the history about margarita. Okay. So that is the reason why it was called margarita. Those Americans that used to be on probation, they used to ask about the tequila of the sweet and sour. So that's the brief history about margarita. And there are 3 types of margaritas that literally exist. And I think even most of these outlets bado wanazitengenezanga.
Which one?
So we have the OG margarita,
the governor
of all margaritas. Na tutakupatia recipe yake. We have the Tommy's margarita, and we have the Cadillac margarita.
Tell us about the Cadillac margaritas, because most of the times unaenda kuwatch movie and then unasikia msee amekuja amesema give me a Cadillac margarita.
A Cadillac margarita,
yeah.
So unataka tuanze na Cadillac ama unataka tuanze na OG?
Tell us about Cadillac and then we go to the OG.
Let's tell them about the OG so that they can get now to differentiate why
between
it's
the
called
OG and the Cadillac.
The OG and the Cadillac.
Okay.
Let's start from the root up. That's okay. So the OG margarita is, you definitely get your 3.5 ounces of the lime juice, and then ukizieka kwa shaker, you definitely get your sweet, but now we will not be using the simple syrup. We'll be using that is an orange based liqueur, right?
That's it, that triple sec,
Or
Cointreau, Grand Marnier.
Yes.
Yeah. Things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Tulikuwa the stories of Grand Marnier in the previous episode. Definitely go get.
When we were talking about the French kiss, right?
Yes, the French kiss. Yes. So ukichukua your 3/4 ounces of of the lime juice, and then you take 1 ounces of the triple sec, and then you take 2 ounces of your tequila. And most
Should
of the time wanachukuaga
be blanco, reposado, haneo, which type of tequila?
Wanatumianga blanco. Because blanco gives you all, and I mean all the natures of a tequila. Ju blanco tulisema it's not aged at all,
and it's rough,
and right? It's very rough, so unagetingi kufeel it's whatever,
so nasema
it's nature.
Juni rough ukishake compared to the aneos, reposados and all those, because the reason we kind of use the spirits zenye ni kind of pocket friendly, rough, and anything to do with quality, because the moment umetumia rough base spirit kwa cocktail yako, lazima itaskika.
Exactly.
So that's what we want, because there's no need kutengeneza mgeni a cocktail and then the mgeni anasema yo hii cocktail na pombe, siski pombe. That thing kwambia hadi tuandikiwe shortage, utakufurahisha. Utafurahia.
So that's why we use the blanco. And once you put all those mixtures in your shaker, add some ice cubes. Now we're not dry shaking, right? Tuna shakigi pamoja na
ice cubes.
So the modern way that we've told you about this glass that you see here, this is the margarita glass, and you ream it with a what? With a lime wedge.
When you talk about reaming, the lime wedge is for garnishing, but when you're talking of reaming, you just go through the half, because most of the people when maybe wako allergic to the salt, they don't do salt, hawapendi chumvi kwa cocktail. So what you get to do ni una rim side moja, upate ule mgeni mwenye anataki ku
feel the
getting to lick.
Yes,
because hapo sasa ndio una include the thing lick, sip and bite.
Yes.
Because msee atakuja umweke. Okay, msee mwenye anajua kukunywa tequila vizuri.
Atakunywa na hiyo side iko na rim.
Ataenda na hiyo rim, akizunguka nao ataanza hapa lick, a sip, atoe garnish, anapitia tu nao pole pole.
Yeah.
Apite kwa hiyo gani tena kwa chumvi, a lick, a sip, au meganish yake. Now that's where the lick, sip and bite inakujia.
Yes.
So what you do, because the mugeni ama your guest ataki chumvi and ataki kufuata the tradition ama the modern way of doing this tequila cocktail ama the tequila spirit, what you get to do, unarim side moja halfway your glass, and then unachana na hizo vitu zingine, unacha the other part ikiwa clear,
in case
hataki anataka tu kusip the cocktail,
na
kuenjoy the classic margarita ama the OG margarita ama the Cadillac margarita ama the margarita of our choice, because these margarita you get to twist them to get the contemporary margaritas, the likes of zenye ziko flavored with strawberries, jalapeno, habanero, like msisa hata ukitaka margarita iko na pilipili utapewa
very fast.
Ukitaka margarita iko na strawberries utapewa. Ukitaka margarita iko na passion, every type of margarita unataka,
but they're all contemporaries.
Ukiekewa chai kwa margarita
utakunywa tu, utafanya nini jamani? Inaweza kwa chai ni black
tea ya maziwa na pombe
takatika bara.
So when you get to understand these types of cocktail, you get to decide on your favorite cocktail na yenye unataka kuanguka nayo.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all about the OG margarita, and then we can definitely dive deep into the Tommy's margarita.
All right.
So Tommy was a bartender, alikuwaga na a joint ilikuwa inaitwa the Tommy's restaurant.
Yes. Where? Somewhere in USA, right?
Yes, somewhere in USA.
Okay.
So what Tommy used to do, alikuwa anachukua the lime juice, anachukua the agave syrup and the and the tequila. So he used to do 1 ounce of the lime juice, and then he used to do 1 ounce of the agave syrup and 2 ounces of what? Of the tequila. So he used to make the tequila from the agave syrup. So hiyo ndio ilikuwa the Tommy.
So that's where you get the sweetener, it's the agave syrup.
Exactly.
And then the sour, the lime juice.
And
the
then
base spirit.
It is the tequila. Yes.
Is the tequila blanco, reposado, which kind of tequila?
He used to do a blanco.
A blanco tequila.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then once he did all that, he used to shake and he used to serve it in a glass ya whiskey glass. I don't understand why, but I think ni junior time
alafu there are sometimes utakuja upate msee ameoda margarita na juu maybe ni masculine ataki hizo story to do with maybe feminine kind of glasses na hizo vitu anataka tu like you just give me a margarita
inside
but in a whiskey glass maybe on rocks ama kama maybe ikiwa hivyo tu bila ice cubes strain umeweka tu hivyo.
And plus walikuwa wanasema since blanco is immune to the ice cubes, walikuwa wanaziserve zote pamoja. It was not strained at all.
The reason the blanco inasemekananga iko immune to the ice cubes ni juu iko rough, like the moment umeiweka tu hivyo
ni itabaki tu hivyo.
You get to feel every bit of the agave because inakuanga 100% pure agave, like hakuna kitu imetolewa. So like tu ni ethanol imetoka, niko na hiyo essence ya agave imedilutiwa kwa chupa direct.
So hata ukiweka na hizo ice cubes, like once you fill your glass with the ice cubes na kuja uiweke pamoja na zile ice cubes umeshake,
it won't make it soft.
It won't make it soft at all. So that's all about the Tommy's margarita. Then we can dive deep into the Cadillac margarita. I don't have a quite clear history about the Cadillac margarita.
Now that we focus more on the margaritas, we can just on your comment section you can tell us more about the Cadillac margarita or about any other margarita you know of.
Neza break it down kidogo.
Okay.
Right?
You go ahead.
Exactly. So the Cadillac margarita, we all know about the Cadillac vehicle. Come on, you know what goes say. He rocks in a Cadillac vehicle.
Yeah.
Yenye mnaona sahi. So the Cadillac margarita, it had the tequila and it had a curacao. I think it used to be called the Pierre Ferrand dry curacao.
Was it, which color was the curacao?
Kind of goldish, gold. No, it's not gold and blue.
So you wanna say that the Cadillac was made with the reposado or aneo?
Yes.
Reposado.
Yes, it's called the Pierre Ferrand dry curacao.
Okay.
So walikuwa nasema that once you definitely get all of them, you'll do the agave syrup, the Pierre Ferrand dry curacao. That is probably 1 ounce.
Curacao is just kind of a triple sec, right?
It's a triple sec, yeah. It's golden
in color.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you do the tequila. That's what gives you
the golden color.
The golden color of the what? Of the tequila. Yeah. So that's basically how you get to make it. But the history behind it no sijaelewa. But I think ni venye wali replace Cointreau na the dry Ferrand curacao.
Okay, when we're talking of Cointreau is just orange liqueur, clear orange liqueur, right?
Yeah.
Now that's when you come to get the classic margarita where you just have the triple sec, that is the orange liqueur, the sour, that's lime juice.
It's cloudy juu ya sour. It's cloudy juu the lime juice is cloudy as well. Yeah.
But if you get clear lime yenye imefanywa, kuna zile lime zimekuwa purified. Ushipatana na maji imekuwa purified, like hizi maji ziutumikanga kwa lab. Like
it's called
let's say purified water, like maji tu, like
it's called distilled water.
So
ndio tulikuwa tunatumia pale chemistry.
So
wanatumia
kind of hizo lime
fulani.
Unapata ni kama lime imefanywa distillation iko very clear. Now that's where you get unapata na margarita inakaa matini. Ushaona matini?
Haiko dirty.
Yeah. Like, it's just clear martini. So now but the original classic margarita
unapata na lime.
Meko tu lime na maybe juu sisi manzi we don't get to do the purified type of the lime.
But even at a purified lime haita slap kama the original lime. Imagine umeshika lime yako vitu squeeze, it's coming all natural with the oils za skin yake, and then ukiekelea garnish yako ushaipaka nini yako, it always compare na ile processed by the way.
It's okay, but you see when you get the purified lime juice or lemon juice,
itakuwa clear too.
Itakuwa clear, but the taste it remain the same. Need the same way vile tulitaja something to do with the crystalino, just a blanco imefanywa imetolewa rangi. Like niyo imetolewa tu rangi na imefanywa better, imefanywa smoother. So now that we're done with the margarita, which is the most famous tequila based cocktail, now we're moving on to the next type of tequila based cocktail,
which is the tequila sunrise.
Right.
And the reason why it's called tequila sunrise ni jia venye inakaa. So this is the last image of a tequila sunrise. All right, and then I'm gonna take them through about how we make them. So inatengenezagwa na tequila. We have 2 ounces of tequila, we have 4 ounces of orange juice, and we have the grenadine syrup.
So you get to do just a drop.
No, we'll do probably 0.25 ounces of
0.25 is a bit it will make it more sweeter because the orange is already sweet. So you get to do just a few drops of
the grenadine. So once you get the grenadine syrup,
before you get to give them a picture of the tequila sunrise. Get to know more cocktails which are tequila based.
Yes. Once you get your 2 ounces of the tequila, 4 ounces of orange juice, then you mix them in a shaker, or you can mix them or layer them.
So let's say for the tequila sunrise, when it comes to making this type of cocktail, to make things easier for you as a barman, you just build it up.
You can build them. You can build it.
Because if you're trying to mix the tequila and the orange juice, they'll definitely mix.
Yes, it a mix.
Then what you just have to do, just add a few drops of the grenadine syrup.
Yes.
And then she'll just sink to the bottom of the glass and make it look like a sunrise. Shiona sunrise vile inatokeanga asubuhi.
Yes.
Like inatokana that reddish color.
It's goldish and it's reddish.
Yeah.
So I was going through some of the things that we saw earlier, and walikuwa nasema that the reason why it's called the sunrise, when you explain, all that matters is the result. So you can put it after you can put the grenadine to sink down, or there's this thing that you can definitely get on with it once umeka your grenadine syrup kwa Collins glass ndo iko pale chini, and then you add your ice cubes, and then you add the
tequila,
the mixture of orange and tequila.
Okay.
Once imeka pale chini, since grenadine is way denser, sitabaki pale chini, kuna barman alikuwa na explain so that you can also get it to completely bring about the sunrise effect. You can dip a bar spoon, stir it only from the middle, inaanzanga kupanda pole. Yeah, so you can build it up, you can shake it, or you can put the grenadine after you've shaken ili iende kishukanga. So it will definitely give you the same
this one
sunrise.
Depend on the time you are in preparing this kind of cocktail, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
how quick you can be.
Okay, now we're moving to the next type of tequila based cocktail, which is the Paloma. Paloma is where you get to just do the tequila, some lime juice, and some grapefruit carbonated drink. The grapefruit carbonated drink yenye tunatumia hapa kama top up is Fresca. Fresca you will see it hapo kwa screen. Ni kind of a carbonated drink yenye imetengenezwa na grapefruit but iko pink in color. So that's how you just make a paloma. It's a very simple tequila
pink lady ya tequila,
let's say so. Like inatoka na hiyo pinkish color because when I top up na the grapefruit carbonated drink. And then now that's where you get to move to the next tequila based cocktail yenye inajiita El Diablo.
Ule msee wetu wako
ule msee. So this tequila based cocktail mostly utengenezwa Halloween because the glass zenye inatumika hutumika Halloween ya kwanga to appease the dead and kind of let's say yuko humor pepo mingi to like evil to flani to,
but we can't say
you get
it's I think in the Espanol in the Mexican which animation is this yenye wanasemanga Stephanie, what's the name of that animation? Encanto. I think it's Encanto. No, I don't think it's Encanto. They get to appease the old like I think the ceremony yenye wanapatikigi.
Ushaenda kwa zile maresto ziu try ku celebrate the Halloween vizuri.
Yes. Kama iko hapa Westlands inaitwa?
No, acha tusisema.
Sawa.
So we get to like they get to wear like in your scariest way possible, like unakaa like unashtua watu. Like unavaa tu ushtue watu, right? Now that's where this cocktail inakujanga. This cocktail you get to do with that tequila.
Yes.
And you get to do some lime juice and crème de cassis. Crème de cassis ni likiwa yenye iko black currant
kind of thing. Yeah.
Ni kama ushaikunywa Fanta BC na kwa na hiyo kikala crème de cassis.
Yeah.
So you get to do your tequila, crème de cassis, lime juice na una top it up na ginger beer. So
yes,
that is around the fifth cocktail yenye ni tequila based.
Yes.
So
tell us about the next one.
We get to the final tequila based cocktail yenye ni icebreaker.
Yes.
Icebreaker let's say ni margarita imeomoka kidogo. Instead of kuitumia the citrus ya lime juice, you get to use the grapefruit. But unatumia the tequila, the triple sec, grapefruit, ka grenadine kidogo. But when you get to serve this icebreaker, unaiserve in a whiskey glass.
Okay.
So hapo ndo inakuja kukaribiana na the Cadillac margarita you are talking about.
Yeah.
And now that we're done with the cocktails as a way of serving this drink tequila, now you get to tell us about the next episode and the things we'll be talking about the next episode, and you get to give us the highlights of what we've talked about in this tequila episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically the fact that we talked about some of the most popular tequila based cocktails and how they served, the type of glasses that they get to be served in. We can also talk about food pairing
with tequila, right?
Of tequila.
Okay.
Because
they do say that tequila is a versatile drink.
It is a versatile drink.
Okay.
Because reposado is well paired with meats. Ni kama wine.
Reposado.
Yes.
That is the golden tequila, right?
Yes.
What about
it's well,
blancos?
The blancos, the reason why you cannot pair them with the meat, they're very rough. So we can say blancos are best with making cocktails. Reposados are best paired with food. You can
especially grilled meat.
Yes, the grilled meats or the anejos. Anejos, they can be paired with the rich desserts, especially you can find that the creme brulee zinatengenezagwa na alcohol.
Okay.
So you find that some of the best desserts that ziko, it's best when you definitely get to serve the anejos with the desserts. That's one way of pairing the tequilas with the food
because
as
they
well.
are smooth, right?
Yeah, it is. That's the main reason why they're smooth.
Nazikona that velvet taste, like
exactly.
the moment they get that velvet taste from the oak barrels, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all about the tequilas, and the next episode we'll be talking about what?
Rum.
We'll be talking about rum, and
right.
We'll dig deep into rum, and we'll definitely take you through on everything that contains in rum, Cindy.
And the different types of rum and how they served and how they can be served as a cocktail.
Yeah.
And
production process.
What do you call them? The byproducts of
the byproducts of rum.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we always say, in case unapata you've got questions about the Bevanda Masutas, anything that you need to correct us, definitely.
Not only questions. You can also have an event, a birthday, a graduation party, and everything to do with shere.
Yes.
So you can contact us.
Namba iko hapo chini.
Takupanga will create you the most amazing cocktails you could have, and maybe you've never had. Takupanga vizuri. And when it comes to maybe trainings as a restaurant, do you do that?
Yes, we do the training of restaurant, and we can make you menus when it comes to beverage menus, cocktail menus, food menus. We are the Bevanda Masuta, and we are the hospitality finest.
Yeah, that's what we do.
So namba iko hapo chini. You can follow me on Instagram at The Great Shepherd. You can follow me on TikTok at The Great Shepherd. Follow me on Facebook at The Great Shepherd. I also have not a Facebook account, but a YouTube account on The Great Shepherd. Na watakupata wapi Cocktail Sensei?
Nipata huko kote at The Cocktail Sensei, IG, Facebook, TikTok. Na wapi kwingine?
Sijui kwa wapi kwingine. Na WhatsApp namba yake iko hapo
chini. Twitter kila mahali. Twitter sasa inaitwa X.
Kila
mahali. Hata hizo zinaitwaje? Threads.
The threads and everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, make sure that you follow us. In case kama unataka kuuliza swali, feel free to
Snapchat wana follow.
Ni siko Snapchat.
Huko.
Siko Snapchat tafadhali. And that's it. So we'll see you on the next episode. Salud.